Now it's time for us to focus our attention on the floor material. Now, before we do that, let's detach the floor geometry from the walls. It's going to make our work a lot easier. So I'm going to switch to the editable poly, switch to polygon, front view, and in here I'm going to select everything, then Alt click to deselect the walls and the ceiling. Scroll down and detach this. Let's rename it. Now, once that's done, let's select the floor. Let's throw in a shell modifier, followed by a UVW map modifier. Let's switch to box. Now, the reason that we have this UVW map modifier is to make sure that we don't have distorted textures because the floor is not perfectly square. So we're going to make sure that the mapping has the same dimensions on both sides. So I'm going to copy this dimension here and I'm going to paste here. That way I can be sure that the textures won't be distorted. Once that's done, we're ready to create the material. So I'll open the material editor and let's create an EYECONE design. Rename this and let's choose the glossy varnished wood template. Now this template is a very good start, but we have to change a few things on it. First is the image, the texture. So I'm going to bring in another bitmap. And I'm going to select my texture and then I'll delete these here and plug it in like so. Remember to plug in also on the mix because that will affect your bump map. So that is very important. So let's open the floor material and change a few things here. It has too much reflectivity and too much glossiness. So let's put something like 35 for reflectivity and something like 06 for glossiness. That's way more realistic. And let's apply this to the floor and do a quick test render to see how this looks. There you go, looks great. The only thing we need to adjust is the texture because it's only repeating once. And that's way too big. So let's change that. Open the material editor, double click the image and change the tiling. I'm going to put something like 5 by 5. And let's test the render real quick. I'm just going to edit a little region here. Something like that. And render. There you go, looks great. So that concludes the floor material. In our next clip, we're going to focus on the interior of the fireplace. So I'll see you guys then.